Let's focus on another space. That's the cables and wire space. We have with us Mr. Anil Gupta, the CMD of KEI Industries. Well, good morning, sir. Always good to have you on the show. Well, we want to focus on India's big data center power market. That's expected to grow big time in the next few years or so. So for you, I wanted to understand what is the opportunity, for the cables and wires industry itself.
Yeah, good morning, Nigel. The expected investment in data centers in the country is around $30 to $35 billion in next 5 years by 2030 or 31, and which consists of around 8 to 10 gigawatt of data centers. They will be mostly located in the coastal towns in Andhra Pradesh or Mumbai or in Chennai areas. And they will be providing a lot of cloud-based solutions and connectivity with the overseas markets for the data transmission, and as well as the artificial intelligence. Now, our expectation is that per gigawatt of data center requires around 3,500 to 4,000 crore worth of cables. And power cables are the backbone. LT cables are used in the interconnections. High voltage cables are used for bringing heavy power to these data centers. And they want at least three layers of connectivity, so that even if one fails, then another two are operational. And then we feel that in the future, the grid connectivity may be through either high voltage AC cables or maybe even high voltage DC cables.
Got it.
So this is and then most of the cables used in these data centers are copper power cables because of the space constraint in these sectors. We believe that overall 4 to 5% of the total data center investment is an opportunity for wires and cables. And if I say that out of that total electrical in a data center, I think 30 to 35% may be the value for cables out of total electrical substance in the data centers.
All right. Mr. Gupta, let's break it down a little bit more. If I got that number correct, you said 1 gigawatt of this data center requires around 3,500 crores of cables and wires. That's correct, right? So that works out to around 3.5 crores per megawatt. That that matrix is in line?
Yes.
Okay, got that. Now, given that India is going towards 8 gigawatt by 2030, mathematically, this can throw up an opportunity of more than 25,000 crores for the industry on the whole. And the industry, I believe, today is valued at roughly around 80,000 crores. Would that be a fair estimate? Incremental opportunity for the cables and wire space could be 25,000 crores?
It is correct. And I think that at the moment, industry is total industry size is more than 1 lakh crore. And 25,000 crore is a very good estimate, and maybe we may go up further also, because apart from these data centers, when they come, they need energy, and the cables will be required in those energy projects also, whether it is solar power generation or wind or thermal power generations, and then related connectivity to these data centers or power transmission system.
Got it. All right, sir. So, if I look at it, I think currently in the cables and wire space, you have what, around 11 to 13% of the market share as of now?
Yes.
So this data center opportunity for KEI Industries itself could be roughly around 2,500 to around 3,000 crores?
Yes. And but, as we are growing by a good CAGR percentage year after year, so I think it will have a compounding effect on our growth.
Okay. How do you compete, sir, with regard to imports? Because that could be the other fear. Or do you believe that the market is large enough that our domestic players are as competent as ever and imports are not a fear?
Imports are absolutely not a fear. It is purely a domestic supplies, and we are well equipped to supply any quantity and any amount of cables to these data centers and related power infrastructure. As of now, also there are no imports in cables category.
Right. Sir, good morning. Prashant here. You said data center for 1 gigawatt capacity data center, the requirement is about 3,500 crores.
Yes.
Cable. Okay.
Yes.
So okay. So because yesterday, for example, there was Mr. Krithivasan of TCS saying that typically in an AI data center for inference, etc., the total capex required is some. I think he said $40 billion, 1 gigawatt total. So, but for cabling, it's less than $500 million is the requirement, right?
Yeah, because as I said that the total investment in data centers, the cable and wire percentage should be around anywhere between 3 to 5% of the total investment in a data center. So I think that if a $40 billion investment comes in a 1 gigawatt project, then I think we can expect $1.2 billion of opportunity in the cables.
Right. That is much larger than the 3,500 number that you said. That's why I was just trying to check.
Actually,
right?
These figures, are only estimated. But we know that the energy requirements are so large. But I believe that for 1 gigawatt of data center, $40 billion looks too high. So it can be maybe $7 to $8 billion. What we have read which is Google is coming, or Microsoft, or even TCS is coming up with 1 gigawatt data centers.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gupta, as of now, any projects have been executed on data centers for a company like yours?
Yes, we have been executing data center projects for last more than 5 years now.
Okay.
But at the moment, the data center size is very small in India, anywhere between somewhere 10 megawatt to 40 or 50 megawatt.
So it's relatively small as of now, though you have been executing. Got that. And as you told us, imports are not a worry, but can the export data center market be a big opportunity for you? Do you have a rough estimate of that? What could the opportunity size be?
Export data centers coming up in the developed countries is a very big opportunity. But I don't have any relevant data but even at the moment, whatever we are exporting, a lot is going into data centers as well in overseas markets.
Mr. Gupta, post the budget announcement of the 21-year tax holiday for foreign data centers setting up shop in India, have you all had any inquiries?
It is too early,
Too early.
because they will take shape maybe another 6 months to 1 year in terms of investment plans and initial groundwork. So the cables will come later.
Okay, all right. Final question, Mr. Gupta, before we let you go. Could you tell us how's the competitive intensity for the industry on the whole, and just revise the guidance that you'd given us with regard to growth for this year? And on that sort of a base, what kind of growth can you look at next year? And given that input costs have spiked up, what's the margin guidance?
The input costs, I have said a number of times that doesn't affect us because we are managing our inventories versus the order books very closely. And we expect to grow around 20% overall for the full year, and similar numbers in the next 4 to 5 years continuously on a CAGR basis. So we see that we are in a very good position in terms of growth and grabbing the opportunities.
Okay, all right, Mr. Gupta, it's been a very, very interesting conversation. Thanks for putting some numbers to it. So the opportunity for the cables and wires industry could be 25 to around 30,000 crores. The matrix that we're working with is 1 megawatt, requires 3.5 crores of cables and wires. So for an industry that's looking to go to around 8 gigawatt, well, the opportunity could be 25 to 30,000 crores. But Prashant wants to come in. Yeah.
Nigel, that number, I checked, Mr. Gupta, that 1 gigawatt, I think that 40 billion which TCS mentioned, that I think includes GPU cost as well. So that's what I said. The AI data center, so that's a total cost. I mean, the building and the cabling and the cooling and everything included, but GPUs also, because GPUs is apparently some $25-30 billion, and the rest is $10 billion. As you said, I think you were referring to that $10 billion number, right? But that is excluding the GPUs. So, yeah, I mean, No, I just wanted to sort of clarify that. Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta, for joining us, and really appreciate. those insights.